Good morning, everybody. How are we all feeling this Sunday morning? Yeah, very good. Good to see you all. Wow, standing room. There's a few chairs that are empty, scattered through for those who are, extroverted and want to give it a shot. But yeah, let's get things going. This is our third time ever doing a cartoon court. It's very much so still taking shape. As a matter of fact, this is the gavel. Just give you an idea of how, ill-equipped we are. But we're gonna have some fun. This is kind of a mock trial with ponies. So at this moment, I'm going to introduce the judge proceeding for this panel, the Honorable Judge Paleosteno. Please rise. That's on theme.
I didn't tell you to sit. Okay, you can sit now. Okay, our first case is going to be, well, let me introduce our lawyers first, then we'll. So, wait, who's representing who? What?
You sign.
I sign? Okay.
No, I'm representing Fluttershy.
Okay, so Saberspark will be representing Fluttershy in this case.
I will be representing Fluttershy as the prosecutor. You may have a seat. No, have a seat over here. This case we're bringing towards the court here is Fluttershy will be suing Rainbow Dash
For custody of Tank.
And also potential tandem of animal endangerment. So we will be suing Rainbow Dash for all she's worth, which we know is not much, but we'll take everything we can. All right. For anybody else who's looking for a lawyer, you can hit me up. I got you all right. All right.
Representing the defendant will be Silver Quill and ACRacebest.
Silver Quill, ACRacebest Associates.
Yes, putting the ass in associates. That sounds good.
All right.
I'm the best dressed one here.
I'm going to go ahead and kick things off with our opening statements. My client here, Fluttershy, is potentially the sweetest creature who has ever lived. Her heart bleeds for animals, and she has been a true force in Equestria in lifting them up, taking care of them, showing them what true love, kindness can be. She is the living embodiment of sweetness, wholesome, big chungus, Keanu Reeves. Read a joke. But we've discovered that in her kindness, being so sweet and generous, that she made a mistake that we have to now fix, and that is this demon right here. She was given, through the kindness of Fluttershy, a tortoise to take care of, and it has been a disaster of epic proportions. And now it is time for us to get that tortoise out of your custody, back into the loving hands, the capable hands of Fluttershy, and also repossess your house in order to fund the new charity that she's driving to help fix tortoises and keep them safe from any Pegasi, a bad Pegasi who gets their hooves on them.
All right, defendants, opening statement.
Wow. Folks of the jury, we here, you're the jury. We here have Rainbow Dash, who is the definition of what? Exactly, loyalty, very good. Since we're all on the same page, I think I need to go no further. Rainbow Dash, when she sets her mind to what she wants to do, she does it. Whether it's becoming a Wonderbolt, or the Sonic Rainboom, make some noise, Sonic Rainboom.
Do another one.
Sonic Rainboom. Or what maybe she's most passionate about, which is Tank, her pet that she loves more than anything in this world. More than you. More than you. Even more than you, Fluttershy. She loves that turtle. And the fact that someone would try to rip this away from Rainbow Dash is not only ludicrous, it's maddening. And here today, we're here to stop this injustice.
I would like to call up to the stand Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash,
Yes.
introduce yourself to the jury.
Hello, I am Rainbow Dash.
And Rainbow Dash, tell me, what do you do for a living?
I'm a Wonderbolt.
Yeah, it's a
I pay the
pretty
bills.
busy job, right? I imagine. What kind of schedule are you looking at every week?
You know, roughly 30 hours a week. I have time to go home.
All right. Just give me a life in the day of Rainbow Dash. It's Tuesday. The morning starts. Give me a rundown of your day.
I wake up in the morning, and I feed Tank,
Okay.
and then
If I may,
scratch his
what
shell.
do you feed him?
pellets. The good ones? The expensive pellets?
Artificial?
No. They're the ones that you recommended.
Eats green.
He needs to eat greens.
I scrub his shell with a toothbrush.
A
He
toothbrush?
likes that.
He's not a tooth. He's a turtle.
He's a tortoise.
You don't even know his middle name.
Do you?
Lucifer.
Fluttershy, correct me if I'm wrong, but his middle name's actually Tank the Tortoise. So, keep that in the record. All right, proceed.
And then I go to work as a Wonderbolt.
What do you do at work?
I fly.
You fly pretty fast, correct?
Indeed.
Pulling G's?
Yeah.
What's it like to pull, let's say, 10 G's?
How is this related to Tank?
I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
I'm establishing relevance here.
Leading the way.
You know.
Go on, pulling 10 G's. What does it feel like to pull such a sensational amount of gravity?
It's pretty nice.
What's
pretty good.
going through your mind at the time?
Mostly I'm thinking about flying,
Okay.
staying on course.
But the physical, just the toll it takes on you. I can imagine just the pulling your skin, your brain, and
I'm really good at it.
you're very good at it. Okay. What exactly is a sonic rainboom?
When you break the speed of light.
That's light.
Stuff.
Light. Clearly, this person doesn't know science.
Objection. Where's he going with this?
I want to see. I'm interested.
Speed of light. Really? Speed of light? Is that correct?
I didn't major in math.
Math. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is this pony mentally isn't where she needs to be to take care of a loving tortoise at home. Pulling G's, busy work week. I mean, let's call a spade here. She's incapable of taking the responsibility of this beloved tortoise who just needed some love. A tortoise that, if I'm correct, you put in the line of fire in a deadly race with other animals to pick one. They went out on a limb.
She agreed with the race.
Last I checked, you're the one who organized it. This loving pony offered you, right out the gate at her home, animals who would have given anything for you to take care of them, and you made them fight one another. If that's not the
Also, we gotta find the
definition
best one.
of negligence, of recklessness, I don't know what is.
Miss Dash. May I call you Miss Dash?
Yes,
Have you ever taken Tank on a sonic rainboom?
I have not.
Have you ever taken him anywhere near close to the speed of sound?
I have
breaking
not.
light barrier? Have not?
No.
Well, I would posit to you, members of the jury, that whether or not she can calculate such force is irrelevant if she never puts the tortoise in danger. Now, Miss Fluttershy, if that is your real name. I seem to recall that you presented an array of pets to Miss Dash. Let's see here. You tried otters and seals, but my client is on record saying otters and seals do not fly. Is this correct?
What?
She's speechless.
Miss Shy, I knew you were quiet, but once more from the diaphragm.
Yes.
Good. Laughter is also from the diaphragm. Well done. Now, did Miss Rainbow Dash state this, or did she sing it?
Isn't that the same thing?
Was there music playing?
Where are you going with
Eventually.
this? Judge, come on. Relevancy.
I'll allow it.
Miss Fluttershy, were you not singing a song about finding a pet, in which you even encouraged Miss Rainbow Dash to consider style as best for the winner? Knowing, let's see here. Here we go. A prize, that's it. There's really just one way to find out which animal's best. I invite the jury to sing along. To hold a contest of speed, agility, and guts that will put the pet to the test. Did you or did not you not sing that song? Apparently. It was a
Apparently I did.
Members of the jury, I would put to you that a song sung in Equestria is a legally binding contract. It is in fact...
Proof. I need proof of that. You can't just baseless claims.
Wait.
Knows. Baseless claims.
Baseless claims.
Judge, no, that is not verified.
Wait. Didn't Rainbow Dash sing that part?
And then Miss Fluttershy also followed up with, don't forget style, that should be considered, i.e. adding to the contest and thereby validating it. In song! And I put to you, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the jury, if we cannot put our faith in a binding contract in song, what hope is there for Equestria? Yeah! What hope is there for ponies? But if we must have a higher authority weigh in on the validity of a song as a contract, then I would like to call to the stand one Princess Celestia. Your Highness, would you consider songs to be legally binding within your domain?
I would consider it legally binding.
Mr. Saberspark, or should I call you Javier? Are you ready to go against the princess of the day?
Absolutely.
You'll get yours later. You rest your...
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're dusting off receipts then, if I may. And I quote. Seriously, Fluttershy, the turtle, what did you bring that thing here for? That thing. Fluttershy.
The entire, like...
If I may.
Time
Miss
was
Dash,
about-
if I may.
I think you missed the point
If
of the
I may,
episode.
Fluttershy, in her love and her knowledge of animals, said, quote, technically he's a tortoise. And he's always dreamed of being some pony's pet. He just wants a chance to compete. He won't get in the way. You won't even know he's here. And you said, no. Fluttershy, being sweet, said, oh, just let him try. And you said, and I quote, ugh. But there's no way he can possibly keep up. Look at him. Out the gate, you were kicking this tortoise already when he was down. He just wanted to compete, wanted to try. A reckless course of endangerment.
Objection. Not only are you harassing my client, but...
I'm not harassing, I'm establishing intent. Excuse me, sir.
Order!
Is it not my time? Judge, he's being hostile.
Our divorce was last year. I'm going through a lot, okay?
If you make my client cry, oh, you'll see me being hostile.
Judge, break that down. That's him being hostile to me.
I don't have a pen.
Rainbow Dash, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a time where Tank went into hibernation and you lost your mind. You went off the deep end. You thought he was dying.
You wouldn't let him take a nap.
You wouldn't let him take a nap. Endangerment, negligent, incapable of being responsible for a living, breathing creature. You are ill-informed with your caretaking, and that to me is enough of a reason to take that beloved sweet tortoise out of the hooves of this reckless creature, one who's pulling 10 G's a day, thinking she's going the speed of light. Come now, that's ridiculous. Let's take Tank and put him back in the hands, the hooves, of someone who knows what she's doing. I rest my case.
And not a cider addict.
A cider addict. No, this one's off the record. Closing statements?
Closing statement.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you all, by a raise of hands, how many of you, when you heard about a show called My Little Pony, were apprehensive or maybe thought, nah, I don't want to watch it? It's quite a bit of you. How many of you, with those same hands, ended up here? You don't even have to raise them. And why is that? Because despite that exactly. Just because we have an initial set off where we think, you know what, this isn't for me. Perhaps this tortoise, this thing, isn't for me. Doesn't mean we cannot come around to love it with all of our might. Am I right? Fluttershy's team is making the argument that it is Rainbow Dash's negligence for the reason that Fluttershy should be the one to take over Tank the tortoise. But let us remember, it was in fact Fluttershy's negligence of why Tank ended up with Rainbow Dash in the first place, with no explanation of how to properly care for said tortoise, of which Rainbow Dash has now since learned. Rainbow Dash, with her loyalty, has come to love this tortoise, learn this tortoise, and is the rightful owner of Tank the tortoise. I rest my case.
I said rest my case a bit preemptively. This is not my closing statement, right? As lovely as it is to, try and manipulate the jury to your whim, I deal in facts. And the fact is, you said negligence, pointing at your client and then redirecting it towards mine. It sounds like to me that you can see this for what it is, both of you all. Your client is dripping with malcontent, negligence, recklessness. I mean, again, lest we forget, she does have a drinking problem as well. I'm just saying, when it comes to actually seeing this with unclouded eyes, which, let's be honest, her eyes are cloudy as all get out, I think everyone in this room, my dear jury, you know that when it comes to the well-being and the future of this tortoise, who is more capable of giving that creature the better future it deserves? I think you all know the answer. I rest my case.
She saved my life!
Well, if he gets a double closing, then I don't see why we don't. But let's talk about cloudy eyes. Yes, one's eyes are cloudy when they cry for something they love, especially when someone makes them cry. But let's also see how our opposition is clouding their judgment. Oh, first they condemn Rainbow Dash for not wanting the tortoise. Then they condemn Rainbow Dash for loving the tortoise too much, for crying at the thought of losing a beloved pet. And once again, we've established that Rainbow Dash cares for her tortoise through her own lessons, through her own learning, through her own style. And yet Fluttershy agreed to this care in song. And now apparently they have a sinus infection together. In song, a legally binding song, the winner of the contest, Tank the Tortoise, would be Rainbow Dash's pet, whom she has loved, for whom she has defied the elements themselves, the weather itself. I ask you, members of the jury, would you cause both the tortoise and Rainbow Dash to cry by separating them again?
Bless you, save you too.
He too is getting choked up at the thought of such a terrible ordeal. We doubly rest our case. Good night.
All right, those in favor of Fluttershy. Those in favor of Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash gets to keep Tank. All right.
I hope you sleep well at night knowing that the tortoise will love you.
I'll sleep just fine knowing it's not Raymond's going over your house.
Pretty great.
Get off the stage!
I'll see you.
All right, our next case
I'll see you in the court of appeals.
is Luna versus Celestia for cruel and unusual punishment. All right, who is prosecuting? All right. Representing Luna will be Saber. The defendants, Silver Quill and ACRacebest for Celestia.
Thank you, thank you.
Your opening statement.
People of the jury, I think it goes without saying, we know of how incompetent, how just absurd the princess of the day can be. With, yes, you, my dear. Let's rewind the clock here. There was a time where you two had a bit of a kerfuffle. Am I correct? Can you give me a recount of... Actually, no, I'll get back to you as a witness here in a second. Let me paint the picture. All right. Luna here, princess of the night, rose to challenge this despot to throw her off her throne. A throne that she has been growing very too accustomed to. Just eroding, just destroying democracy in Equestria. Luna here wanted to introduce a new era where it puts the power back in your hooves, not this tyrant. So what did she do? She rose up to get you off your throne. And what did Celestia do? She punished Luna by sending her to the moon for 10,000 years. 10,000 years?
1,000.
What's the zero here and there? But for Miss Luna, for Princess Luna of the Night, it must have felt like an eternity on that barren wasteland of hell. The punishment did not fit the crime. There was no crime even committed. Luna had righteous intentions to right a wrong against this destructive tyrant. And then you went off the deep end and basically put your sister in a limbo of eternal death.
You're
And it wasn't
painting a
until,
really pretty
excuse me,
picture
she's
for
not, I'm opening
takeover.
statement, thank you. This isn't your courtroom, this is mine.
This is my
This is
blood.
justice, Princess Celestia!
This is my courtroom.
And the people here will know who you are and what you're about and how you are not worthy of that throne or that crown. I rest my opening statement.
The prosecution is making the argument that Celestia wrongly sent Luna to the moon and is acting as if we don't know Celestia, our princess Celestia, the one that works so hard day in and day out doing. We'll come back to that. But trust me, she works hard doing whatever that is.
Back it up. What is it? Go on.
Are you a princess? You than her? I mean, you do make a good princess. Now shut up. Princess Celestia here, working tirelessly to try and keep the balance of Equestria for all of us. When her sister, who they claim, by the way, was Princess Luna at the time, questionable. Why was Luna sent to the moon? Or at least the physical Luna sent to the moon. Was it really Luna that was sent to that moon? Or was that the tyrant that was putting at risk the entire world of Equestria? Celestia did the right thing, and we're going to prove that here. We rest our opening of statements.
I'd like to call Luna, Princess Luna, as a witness. Princess Luna, tell me about who you are and what you do.
My name is Princess Luna. I take care of the night. I protect people's dreams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you stay up every night, patrolling the dreams of each and every pony in Ponyville, in Equestria, as a matter of fact.
It's a very difficult job I have.
Very demanding, very stressful, and I imagine you don't really get much thanks for it either.
No.
It's a thankless job. She works hard for a thankless job with no praise. I can only imagine after millennia of doing this over and over and over again, it has to be.
Objection! Someone literally just thanked her. And
Well, I have so
I'm
many
establishing something, thank you.
Establishing your brown note?
Objection. I'm tying the noose, all right? It's gonna fit your neck pretty. All right, thankless job, hard worker. And if I'm correct, I want to know, when it comes to the main six, you know them quite well. You've been on many adventures with them to help correct the course of Equestria and keep it safe. Is that true?
Yes, that's
It
true.
is very true. It's very true. I want you all to know, ladies and gentlemen, that the punishment that Celestia, by your own volition, by yourself, as the dictator that you are, with no court proceedings whatsoever, there was no due process either for the punishment that was passed down. Did you consult any court, any judge, any jury in that decision, miss? Was there any legal precedent? Or did you act out of your own will?
Well, when someone's trying to take over the world, there's not exactly time to call a hearing. So.
Sounds pretty convenient. In this realm, I call it justice. We deal in fact. All right? You couldn't even retroactively bring her back a year later or go see her and make things correct. No, you left her stranded on the moon. And Princess Luna, was there any food or water there?
No, I was a rock.
She was a rock.
I was a rock.
She was stuck.
It's worse. It's a worse fate than death.
It sounds
and you've
like,
never experienced it.
I've never tried to take over the world for.
Never put yourself in my shoes a single day of your life.
Objection per everything everywhere all at once. It is established that being a rock is actually.
Objection. Irrelevant. One more thing. No, I think that's a good stopping point. No food, no water, no due diligence, no due process. Sounds like to me the behavior of a tyrant.
She said she was a rock. Why would she need food and water?
Interesting question. Well, I'd like to start off by calling Princess Luna best princess. But even so, I am torn because justice demands that I put my fanboyism aside.
No, objection, Judge. He has bias. He just admitted to it. That he's not being unbiased.
I am I'm working against my own bias,
No,
for I see
Bias
justice.
nonetheless. You
I
are
s-
now not. You're not your right.
Not right? Not right?
You know,
Conflict of interest.
You
want someone who has a bias passing judgment on someone. No, I say throw him out.
Bias?
Throw him out. Throw him out. Throw him out. Kill him.
Order!
Am I right, please?
All right. So, somebody order a sandwich? So you do have a point.
I have a good point.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
So,
Conflict of interest, bias.
Your Honor.
Clearly in favor of Princess Luna. Why is he up here?
well, do you want to switch sides?
No! Now, if my opponent would let me get a word in my own cross-examination,
Okay, go ahead.
thank you.
All right.
I am a fan of Princess Luna, but in this case, I see the justice quite clearly. I see the action for, well, Princess Luna, or should I call you Nightmare Moon?
Whose phone's going off? We need a bailiff.
I volunteer.
Anyway, but please answer the question. Are you Nightmare Moon?
I was at one point.
But you are not Nightmare Moon now.
No.
When did you stop being Nightmare Moon?
I think along the time I spent on the moon.
Oh, that's interesting because when you returned,
I think there was a time I stopped being Nightmare Moon. And then I became bitter again. And you would too if you were on a moon for 1,000 years.
as a rock.
Yes, I still could see.
How?
I became the moon.
You became the moon, and the moon has eyes?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you for the illegal surveillance case later on. But all right, you're suddenly, I'm sensing you're switching things around. For when you returned after 1,000 years, after the stars liberated you from your prison, did you say, "Hi everyone, I'm Princess Luna and I'm back"?
No, I was Nightmare Moon then.
You
again.
were Nightmare Moon then.
Yeah.
All right, and who turned you back from being Nightmare Moon to Princess Luna?
Skittles.
Not Celestia.
Not Princess Celestia. Princess Celestia. Who is Twilight Sparkle led the group that turned Nightmare Moon back to Princess Luna, correct?
This is correct.
Who sent her to Ponyville?
That would be I.
Who instructed her in the use of magic?
Again, I.
Who knew about the group of friends she could make in Ponyville?
That would be me again.
So,
You're all welcome.
Can you say that in song out of Moana?
What can I say except you're welcome?
Now, on the nights when Princess Luna first became Nightmare Moon, who shot first?
That would be Nightmare Moon.
How many return fires did you, lob?
Only the one to put her in the moon.
And before that decision, did she not strike you violently?
She did.
And you fell?
I did.
How far?
Very far.
Would you say a castle's length?
A castle's length would be
A
correct.
castle's length struck? And was there any debate before this confrontation?
There was none. I had no idea that she was so upset.
Princess Luna, did Princess Celestia not state that you must lower the moon? It is your duty?
She did.
She did. And did you ask the ponies of Equestria if they wanted eternal night?
Son.
Were these some ponies goth? Some of them.
Make your point, Judge. Come on, he's going on forever.
Wrap it up.
All right. Then I would point to you that you did not consult the whole of Equestria. You assaulted the reigning monarch, whom we were supposed to share power, in a bid to become a totalitarian state of your own. And Princess Luna was not even banished, Nightmare Moon was. We only got Princess Luna back thanks to the efforts of Princess Celestia through her prize students. We only have Best Princess back because nearly Best Princess did the hard work.
Striking from the record. He is biased. By his own admission.
In your favor.
Strike it from the record. That's not fair. Strike it off the record.
Objection, yo mama.
We don't have a stenographer, so we don't have any record.
Well, I have a brain.
Objection, debatable.
Closing statement.
Actually, before I do, I do want to ask the witness one more question.
Go ahead.
Princess Celestia, my own Fjord. So tell me about your day-to-day living as far as work goes.
Well, you see, I wake up early, very early enough to, I don't know, rise the sun.
All right.
And then I begin my mounds and mounds
Rise
of
the
paper.
sun. Interesting. Quick question. Were you helping with the moon while she was up there?
Yes, I was doing it all.
When did you sleep?
I didn't.
So you were awake for about a millennia. Just awake.
For the most part, I'd grab a nap or two over the mounds of paperwork I had to take care of.
Mm-hmm. Very convenient. All right, so proceed. You raise the sun. You
I
raise the moon.
raise the sun. I
You
take
the
care
moon.
of all of the paperwork. I do all of the grunt work so that way my sister can go on these adventures that she is being praised for.
And
You're welcome.
If I may, you rub shoulders with the industrial elite of Equestria, people of commerce, of enterprise. Are you familiar with someone called Filthy Rich?
I have heard the name.
Heard the name. Filthy Rich, for those who don't know, has quite a few enterprises of his own, such as the industrial prison complex industry. You have been receiving lobbying money from Filthy Rich to start a new prison on the moon, which you tested out on your sister. It turned her into a rock without food and water. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that this is about punishment. No one's perfect. And Princess Luna, under very strenuous circumstances, was brought to a breaking point, made a mistake, and was punished, but to a cruel and unusual level. That's the point I'm making. No due diligence, biased lawyer, prison industrial complex, lobbying money.
Dogs and cats living together.
If it's a smoking gun, then look at the smoking gun and who's holding it. I'm done.
What was that? Your closing statement?
No,
Okay, you, go.
No. That is my closing statement, folks. I just want you to know, an active tyrant who just dictates out punishment willy-nilly with no one to consult, and cruel and unusual punishment, with a biased lawyer, no less. Folks, if this is not injustice, then I don't know what is.
It's a video game.
Closing statement.
Closing statement. What we've learned here today is not only the acts that took place that led one Nightmare Moon to the moon, questionable regardless of Princess Luna's involvement in said actions of Nightmare Moon. However, we do know that it was in fact Luna who threw the first strike, castle length down to the ground. It was an act of self-defense. And I think self-defense is pretty cool. I do.
You just argued that it wasn't Luna who was sent to the moon, it was Nightmare Moon, so therefore it wasn't.
It was Luna physically, though.
Listen. Be quiet.
Wow, no due process. Wow, remarkable that you're
This is my closing statement. You're being mean. Stop it. I'm like the unbiased one, remember? I'm cool. Look at my shirt. Sunglasses. Professional.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
All right. Point is that Celestia acted out of self-defense, not only for herself, but for all of Equestria. While Princess Luna over here was doing whatever the heck that she was doing, Celestia was doing it out of the protection of her ponies. For all of us, for herself, and eventually, even for Princess Luna. As we've seen, things come full circle. That is my closing statement.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Or, you know, like a holiday where we mock her sister.
Okay.
What a fight.
All right. Those in favor of Princess Luna. Those in favor of Princess Celestia.
Luna wins.
All right, so I'm gonna do this again. Instead of raising hands, I need you to make noise.
Be loud.
All right, so those in favor of Princess Luna.
Come on!
Those in favor of Princess Celestia. Wow, that is very close.
She cast her out of the court here. She has a high-pitched voice. That's biased. Get her out.
Who fights to protect us? Celestia sends a student who's untrained.
She won.
Best soldiers are forged by that.
Well,
How come you couldn't? We must tie break.
Your Honor, given the hung jury, pun intended, I propose that that the sisters could settle this out of court with the swimsuit edition.
Inappropriate. He is proving himself to be a terrible lawyer. Or my client. How dare you? We will sue you for all your work, for your reckless comments, insulting, predatory comments, good sir.
He broke my shoulder.
order!
I'm bleeding.
It doesn't work.
So I'm not sure who is going to win here, but I do know that we have another case coming up where Celestia is being sued by a class action lawsuit. So,
What's your point?
my point is that even if Celestia did win this case, Luna still has another chance.
But she did not win this case.
That's the thing. I don't know.
He admitted it. She did win.
Mistrial. This is a mistrial.
Everyone wins! Yeah! Swimsuit!
Wait, Celestia, you're not done. Because our next case is going to be Equestria against Celestia for incompetence.
Catch a break.
All right, Saber, are you defending or prosecuting? Weird.
Case is a case. I want to get paid.
Okay. Representing Equestria will be ACRacebest and Silver Quill.
Show a united front.
And representing Celestia will be Saberspark.
This is awkward.
Okay, prosecution?
But you have no bias.
Your opening statement.
Hello, jury. Good morning. Thank you for being here. We know that you had a choice. No, you didn't. You had to be here. However, we didn't want to be here either. But we had to be. Because we are here to prove and argue the incompetence of one leader, Princess Celestia, who over the years has proven to do what? To do what? You heard of the main six? Anyone out there heard of the main six? Yeah? Nice.
Is that a band?
Yes. And they rock. All I can say is that the main six have been cleaning up Equestria for 10 years, while Celestia has sat by and taken the credit, while also doing no favors for the main six, being absent, gone, showing up at the wrong times, potentially dating Discord. It's just incompetence left and right. And that is why we are suing here today.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. In all of this, in all the stories of Equestria, there's been one common denominator. Her. She was there since the ponies left the cradle of civilization, the farmhouse of civilization, if you will, the stable of civilization. There it is.
They are horses.
Shut up. So, what I'm trying to say is Celestia has the weight of the world on her shoulders constantly. And all this hearsay of her being incompetent or cruel, I don't know who would say this. But let me just say, if there's anything in this life I've learned, that is experience is the greatest teacher, all right? Twilight is a book reader, all right? She wants answers immediately. Celestia knows better. Celestia took her through life. Celestia, Princess Celestia, yeehaw, Applejack has rubbed off on me. And Rainbow Dash. But what I'm trying to say here is that Princess Celestia is a person, a pony, who teaches through experience, all right? Sometimes you arm yourself with the best knowledge and wisdom you can muster, but sometimes you have to give someone the tools to teach themselves, to make their mistakes and be better. Would Princess Twilight, or the main six in general, or Ponyville in general, would it have arrived to where it is for her to pass the reins to them if it wasn't for going through trials and tribulations and learning how to be better? Celestia is not cruel. She's not incompetent. She is wise beyond her years, overburdened, and did her best. I challenge any of you in the jury right now, put yourself in her horseshoes and think, could I have done the same? Could I have made it? Could I have arrived in one piece?
Princess Celestia, do you like bananas? Oh, withdrawn.
Hostile.
Are you familiar with a centaur named T-Rex?
We've had an encounter or two.
By the record, I count 3 at least. Now, on the second encounter, he had apparently escaped from one Tartarus. Is this correct?
This is correct.
Do you recall when roughly he escaped?
I do not remember the exact time.
Do you recall an event that preceded his escape? Perhaps the loss of one Cerberus, guard dog.
It's been a long time since any of this happened.
It's been 5 seasons.
A long time.
If you can't remember 5 seasons, can you recall what you were doing for the last 1,000 years?
Considering I do the same thing day in and day out because someone has to do it, yes.
The same thing day in and day out regardless of the situation? Did you conduct an audit of the prisoners after Cerberus's return by one Shy, Flutter? Did you?
Yes.
And you didn't notice one absent T-Rex?
I had someone do it for me.
You had someone, apparently, and once they came to light that you had missed a spot, did you fire that pony who inspected?
Of course.
All right, so you hired someone who didn't do a good job Fired him. What did you do to defeat T-Rex' new second rampage?
I had a bit of help.
In the form of one Discord Montague Sullivan.
I was not aware that it was his full name.
But he goes by Discord for short, or Senpai Notice Me in some cases. Did you not put him on the job?
He was the best person for it in that situation.
And did he not then betray you?
He did.
And then, once that was done, what was your next course of action?
To use the resources I had available.
Which was transferring all magical power to one alicorn?
Yes.
Purchase resources.
And then the assumption, as I understand it, is that T-Rex had no knowledge of this Princess Twilight Sparkle.
That would be correct.
Except for the giant bleeding stained glass window in your castle.
Were we not supposed to put her in the castle? We're not supposed to recognize her for all the work that she's done?
Yes, but have you ever heard of curtains?
That defeats the purpose of the stained glass.
Very well. Now, after the T-Rex encounter, there was the assault by the changelings, a second wave which nearly captured both yourself, Princess Luna, the main six, and it was only through the intervention of a ragtag group of lovable B-tier characters that saved the day.
All I'm going to say is in all of these situations, things have worked out and we are all here and we are safe and you shouldn't fix something that's not broken.
Shouldn't fix something that's not broken, like Twilight stained glass window, which T-Rex melted?
Make your point.
My point is that through this long endeavor, Princess Celestia has tried one approach, don't change it, even though there is a repeated cycle of letting this happen and letting fate.
To us.
Yes. Whom you regard
And why do you have a job?
as mere resources and not individuals.
I didn't know I was just an employee resource.
But that's probably because employees get paid. Have you seen one bit?
No.
Internship.
Volunteer work.
The most evil enterprise law. I posit to you, the jury, that Princess Celestia leans too heavily on good luck for the outcome. That is never through her own efforts, but rather through simple trust in fate. And that she does not learn, she just repeats the same process over. How much longer can we go before that luck runs out? It's called G5.
Good luck. I trained Twilight. That is my student. There's no luck.
Look where that got us.
G5. Good point. All right. Goes to show how, despite her best efforts, she did do her best. You all mucked it up. You all got a chance to see how difficult it is to walk in her horseshoes.
Can you prove that?
Yeah, G5. Twilight showing up on a little TV being like, oh, I made a oopsie wookie effie weffie.
Objection, language.
But my question to you, Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, is that when you all were finally put in power, you obviously were very flippant with it. I have photographic evidence right here of Rainbow Dash doing meth. And Fluttershy as a night worker. Listen, all right, you can live your life, do what you want, but I think it's important for when you are in power to do your job, which she has done for countless eons. So,
Are you shaming sex workers?
Oh, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I have an OnlyFans. And it pays the bills where I lose these court cases. But I'm just saying, to those who think they are without making mistakes, cast the first stone. And Celestia did her best. And I think if you can't see that, then what you perceive as perfection is way off course. And you all have no moral high ground to stand on.
All right, for our closing statement. Can I see those pictures, Melanie? Ooh, that one's really good, yeah. Check those out. Ponies of Equestria. For too long, we've been blinded by the illusion that Celestia is the one keeping all of us safe, keeping things going, claiming that, oh, I'm the one who's raising the sun. You know, we might be able to debate that one too, but not here today. Here today, it's about incompetence. And as my colleague has questioned through, it seems like there have been just one too many mistakes for this stuff to go by. And we need justice. And that is by suing Celestia for all that she's worth. So some people can get rich. Thank you.
For my closing statement, I actually have a surprise witness. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, come up here. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I have a question. Is it difficult to defend New York with the countless waves of villains just constantly flooding your gate?
Yes.
It's quite the burden, is it not?
It is, and my little brother Peter, he at one point went through an existential crisis that he ended up losing his powers as a result of not only his personal life and superhero life getting in the way constantly, but also, I think, due to the emotional trauma that he's had to endure for years.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
You had to call in the Avengers to help you?
Hey, he was busy with Sony, all right?
That was Peter, not me. That was Peter.
Thank you, Miles, thank you. Or Ben, thank you, Marvel. What I'm trying to say, folks, is I do not envy Celestia's position of power. It is very difficult. And if you think, after having millennia of ruling Equestria single-handedly, trying to do your best in the face of incompetent, peons, then, I challenge you to think that you're that perfect yourself. I rest my case.
What about Celestia?
She's benevolent. She's powerful, but she keeps it at bay.
All right, she got overshadowed by a pop star.
Celestia intentionally inviting Discord to the gala, knowing that he'd bring the smooths.
Okay.
That's off the record. It was fun.
So, those in favor of Celestia.
No, the prosecutor goes first.
Oh yeah, the prosecutor. Yeah. Those in favor of Equestria. Those in favor of Celestia. Equestria again?
Celestia.
Celestia. Equestria? Okay.
Okay, sure.
So, in light of the previous mistrial, I'm going to sentence Celestia to 10,000 years in the sun.
If we do that again and you all cheer for me, I'll release a swimsuit edition for free.
It's too late.
Which would be more hot?
All right. Well, that's it.
And that is Cartoon Court. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all. Have a good convention. See you